Let's go on. So again, the different versions, even though you see a 1 dot in front of these JDKs, actually nowadays they just drop the 1 dot. So JDK 1.7 is generally referred to as JDK 7 or Java 7. I don't know why Sun never just jumped it up to JDK 2.0, then 3.0, and 4.0. I don't know why. And now Oracle has taken it over and has pretty much followed that same thing. I mean, it's been out 15 years and they're still on a 1 dot. No one does that, but whatever. It's just the way Sun decided to do it. The JDK editions, the Java Standard Edition is what you need to download in order for this class, to use this class. So if you haven't done it, you'll need to do that. Java Enterprise Edition, you don't generally need. We'll need it a little bit later when we get into some web stuff, but that's at the very end of the semester. If you download NetBeans with all of those things in it, the one to the far right that downloads everything, you pretty much get all of these different editions. J2ME is an edition it's a sort of a slimmed down version for working with mobile devices and cell phones. And of course the book uses J2SE, and that's pretty much all we're going to need for most of the semester. Popular Java IDEs, NetBeans is definitely one of them. I use both, actually. I use NetBeans usually for teaching because I think it's a little easier, but I use Eclipse at work. And here's our first Java program. Yay! To do this, you can actually copy and paste this. If you have NetBeans, you can use NetBeans, but I'll show you how to do it just from a command prompt in Windows. You just type, and you can use Notepad. Oh, I've already got it there. Okay, so let's take look at a couple of things here. One thing we'll talk about is that, and they probably talk about it here, is that the file name, welcome.java, has to match the class name, except without the Java, and that includes case. So if there's an uppercase W here, the file name needs to be uppercase as well. Even though this is Windows, which is not case sensitive, Java is case sensitive. So you have to make sure those match exactly. I think this thing talks about how you can download the slides that come with the book. And that's the same slides that are here. And then you can try this stuff out. To compile a program, and they probably talked about that in the next slide here. Yeah, so they're doing exactly what I did, is I just did Notepad welcome.java, and I copied and pasted that in. Or you can use write. You can use write as well. So we'll go through this whole thing. Another one that's pretty good is a product called Notepad++. I don't know if anyone's ever used Notepad++. That's another one that's pretty good. I can show you that one probably. So I think I can open this. Yeah, edit with Notepad++. I have that installed. This is another program. It's free and it's really good. I like it as well. You still have to compile it from here, and we'll go through that in a moment. But Notepad++ is a good one as well. So we'll go through this. Create and modify the source code using any editor you want. This is the source code. Compile the source code with Java-C, and I'll show you how that works. You just have the command prompt type Java-C welcome.java. Now this assumes you've got Java installed correctly. So if you're having any trouble with Java-C, let me know. I can help you out with it. Okay, now it compiled it. And then that creates what we call bytecode, which is something that looks a little bit like this. It's kind of cryptic, but you can still read it. And then you can run it with Java, which is as simple as saying Java welcome. And the only thing you get is this little output statement that says welcome to Java. And I know they're going to go through each line of code, so we'll just wait for that. Compiling Java with Java C. You can port source program to any computer, because the compiler creates, again, what we call bytecode, which means that you don't have to recompile it by taking it to another computer. So if we look at this folder here, I'll see that the compiler created welcome2.class. I can take this welcome2.class to Linux or Mac and run it without recompiling it. That's the beauty of Java. Okay, so it's going to show you all the different parts of it. Public class welcome creates a class in Java, and it's called welcome. Now, every program needs an entry point, and if you know C or C++, you know that's the main program, right? And it's what's known as a method, and it's essentially the front door. It's like when you run a program that may have hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of lines of code, where does the program start? Well, main in most programming languages is what we call the main method, or the starting point. It's like the front door. Okay, and I'll just explain all these in detail more later. But that comes in here. Now, all we're doing here is we're saying go to the operating system for output and print the text in between the double quotes, which is just welcome to Java. The result of that is right here, welcome to Java. Doesn't do very much, but we'll see, it's a short program too. We definitely do a lot more. Alright, so that's the executable part of it. Some more examples, compute expression. Let's take a look at these other examples. Then we can go here. Oh, okay, so actually this is a good link. It gives you a lot of information. I think it gives you these are review questions for you to look at. But this website in general has got a lot of information that's in the book, so it's a good website to have. So what you normally have to do is Java has to be in your path, what we call the path, the program path. So the way you normally would do that is in Windows you would go to Start, and it's usually Control Panel. System and Security. Let's see if I can find it. System, Advanced System Settings, Environmental Variables. Then you go down to here, and they're in alphabetical order, and you look for something called Path. You edit it, and you essentially have to put the directory in here that Java lives, where it's been installed. It's a long, because there's a lot of programs here, but you'd have to find it. Well, that is very long. And the path can be very long. Oh, there it is. JDK. So I'm saying that mine lives in this area here. Glassfish JDK7 bin. So if I go to my computer here, I should see C drive, Glassfish, JDK, bin. And if you look here, you're going to see Java for running it and Java C for compiling it. And this directory needs to be in your path. And the path is simply where the computer goes to look for programs that you've asked it to run. If you are in a Unix environment or Mac environment, it's done a little differently. Class path, which you can also set as an environmental variable, I'm pretty sure I did that, is essentially the same thing to Java as what path is to your operating system. It tells Java where to go and look for class files that you want to run. And your class file has to be in this class path or it won't work. And then you do that, then you can compile it and run it. TextPad's another one you could use. It's okay. I think the school's got TextPad installed on their computers, though I prefer Notepad++ or Nepians. You can do Eclipse as well. How many? Let me do. I'm not sure you can have Eclipse installed on this. I'm going to show you NetBeans at this point. I think the book shows you Eclipse, but I'm going to do NetBeans. I'm not even sure I have Eclipse installed on this computer actually. Do I have NetBeans installed? I do have it somewhere. NetBeans.